All right, so this is us doing commentary. You were so upset by watching my footage, I suppose, that you suggested that we should get together and do a little commentary video on it together, which I think is a good idea. So I guess that's what we're doing here. We're gonna watch this and we're gonna give some. You're gonna give me some feedback. I think,
Yes. For context, we just recorded this week our episode where we talked about our experiences playing Mario Brothers,
yeah.
but that was before I had actually watched the footage that you recorded of yourself playing it.
Hmm.
And in the process of editing the video for that and looking at that footage, it made me really. I had strong reactions to it,
Yeah.
and I think you had some reactions to watching my footage as well. So I think we're going to kind
I
of look
did.
at both.
Yeah, we'll go through and look at some of all of this, a little more casual. This probably is not going to be happening for every game, but if you have strong reactions in editing, then we will probably put out more of these.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going to show up or how you're watching this, but if you're watching it, then you figured it out. So congrats.
Yeah. It's gonna be we're gonna have a good time. I think
It's
that
not our job here to.
yeah.
Yes.
There's every
Go
chance that
ahead.
this makes for far more entertaining video than the podcast. It won't be as good.
Maybe.
Like I don't think it'll be viable as pure audio, but I think we'll have a
No.
lot more potential to fight here.
Great. Certainly for this game. We're also not going to watch all 7 hours or whatever
No.
you
No,
recorded
no.
of this game. But we'll start here. I have the video of this is your first fresh run, right? Like this is the first time you ever played from the top.
Yep. I mean, this is why I gave you 7 hours. Is because I was just like, I think it's important if I'm learning the game that you see how bad I was at the start and how
Yeah.
good I got. Right. So I kind of have to put all of it in there,
Yeah.
rather than just play a bunch and then give you one run through.
All right,
right.
so I'm starting to play it right now. This
I'm
is our
seeing
little
it.
audio commentary track. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
hear it too, but
I can.
there you go. You're off to the races now. You're learning to jump here. You didn't get killed by that first Goomba,
Yeah.
so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I did not do that. So yeah, no, I'm learning to jump. Now
So that's a classic rookie mistake right
Yeah.
there. That's very classic. Mushroom goes the wrong way. That's now another thing we established in our first episode already. There you go. You're good
I'm
job.
dead.
First death.
There I
To a
am.
Goomba you could have just walked right by.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could jump on him because I didn't. I think I was trying to jump on the first Goomba the first time.
Well, you did. You hit him.
Oh, I did? Oh, okay, I forgot.
The first time, yeah.
I
you
definitely
did.
was trying to jump on him
We
there.
literally just watched it. We're watching it now. Okay. Anyway, I was trying to say, we established in our first podcast episode that you did not know there was a run button, so
Yes.
all of this footage you are not running.
Right, that's correct. You
Right,
notice I
so
only
just
just
for
barely
people to
made
know.
that. I almost did not make that jump.
Yeah, that's, and there you go again, and you're dead. So, like right now, I'm watching this and I'm chuckling because you're bad at games, but so far you're not doing things that are making me go actively. What the hell are you doing? It's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
we are less than 2 minutes into the video, and there's your first game over.
Yeah,
Maybe didn't even make it halfway through World 1-1.
Right. Well, I'm trying to figure out like how far do I go when I jump, and every time, it's hard for me to know how far I went against nothing. So the only way I know is if I managed to jump on the enemy or not.
Right. So this is you getting your feet wet. You're experimenting.
Right.
You're not trying maybe to succeed. You're like trying to see what your boundaries are.
Yes. Well,
that
I'm not
maybe
going to lie.
good?
That was the whole video for me. At no point here did I think I was going to succeed. The whole time I'm doing this, I'm trying to see what are my boundaries.
Okay. All right.
Literally
I
all
get
7
that.
or 8 hours.
Now, of course, we're seeing you pass by every warp pipe, and as we also established, you never tried to go in any of them.
Yeah, it just didn't occur to me.
That's the thing, again, Mario is famous for going in pipes. You never tried to do it. Now,
Yeah.
you got your first fire flower. Pretty good.
Yeah, and I used it. I pressed one of the buttons I hadn't tried yet, and I got it first try.
That's really impressive. Yeah, you gave up on that. Because
Yeah.
why do you need that? You
Yeah, I
already
don't need
got
a second one.
I get it. Now, there are one thing that I'm noticing here,
Yeah.
and it's more egregious later on, maybe.
Uh-huh.
There are many bricks that
Yeah.
you are just walking right by
Yes.
that you could be hitting.
Well, I know you're going to have trouble with that later, and I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't necessarily. I mean, maybe right now I should be trying more of them, but when I get to the later point, I'm just like, I don't really need to. I just need to get to the part that I was at before. I don't need to explore the part I went through already.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna see this as we go.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I think we're gonna be seeing some of it like right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait a second until we get to what's about to happen right here.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's World 1, 2. Look, you made it. Not that
Yeah.
far in. Good job. It only took under 5 minutes. Okay. I mean, that wasn't a great display, but hey,
I missed.
you're here. You made it. Yeah, you missed. There
Yeah.
you go. Didn't hit. Okay. You did. You went back for 1 on the end,
Yeah. I was like, no,
and
I don't.
and said no. That's enough.
I'm not interested anymore. It's fine. I just want to keep going.
We are less than 5 minutes into the game. This isn't, oh, I've been dying so much. I just want to get through it. Less than 5 minutes in. You have not, you just decided I don't need to hit those.
Block? Every single block. That's what you want.
So many of your deaths, like for all your complaining that you did about how many times you had to restart this game, so many times you walk right by places where a mushroom is, and not a secret mushroom that you need to be a gamer to know about. Just a question mark block sitting right there, and you're just like, nah,
There are too many of
who
them. I'm
needs
not going to
it?
hit every single
It's the
question mark block.
second level. It's level 2.
Yeah, and there've been like 10 of them already. That's too many. I don't need to get all of them. It's
But
fine.
I agree with you somewhat if you have the fire flower, but when you are small Mario, everything's a death trap. You need a mushroom or you are just fucked.
Okay, no. Here's the thing.
I'm trying to teach you right now. You're learning lessons.
No. So many times the fire flower does not make me feel safe because so many times I get the fire flower and you know what I do? I jump off a cliff. Did it help me? No, it didn't help me. I'm right back to being small Mario. So it doesn't really
have to tell you,
matter.
From reviewing your footage, maybe your memory of it is different. But I feel like the majority of your deaths come from enemies and not from falling off.
Well, you're probably right about that, but like all it takes is one to be like,
Again,
why did
right
I bother
there.
to take all that time to do it? I got the fire flower. I don't need anything.
Sure, but you don't know if there's anything there or not. Also,
That's true.
You don't even know. I don't know if you actually know. By the way, that block right there has a bunch of coins in it. If you wanted to get extra lives, that block has about. You can keep hitting it repeatedly. That's why it's there. Like, why do you think it's there? It has coins in it. Not once did you jump up and try to get those coins either in that section where you just died. I never saw you even look at them.
Okay, no, I did get those coins multiple times. I did get them. I might have waited to start until later to start getting them, but I did get them at some point.
Fine. Oh, look at that. Pretty good.
Yeah, look how good I am at this.
Anyway, I got distracted from my rant. All these things that are difficult for you to jump up right here because you're not running. There you go.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier. The fact that the thing is low, right? So I don't jump as high. So I would have, if there was nothing above me, I think that timing was right to hit the Goomba, but the timing was different and I fucked it up. You see.
There's 2 C words that you're not enacting in this footage. You know what they are?
What are they?
There's 2 big C words that I have yet to say that I think I can say on air. Two words. And they may seem like contradictions. That's the third C word. They may seem like contradictions, but they can both live in harmony. And that is curiosity and carefulness. You have neither. Not only do you not go for power-ups which would save your life numerous times over. But also, you just run head first into every situation. Like, we'll figure it out. There's very little stopping and observing and learning, like, okay, this enemy's going to go where? Like, right there. You could have just waited a second.
No. Listen. I shouldn't have to wait. If I were good, I wouldn't have to wait. So I'm just gonna try it, and if I don't get it, then I'll learn something.
Hold on. What just happened there? What? A mushroom came down. Yeah. You kept running. You did not go for it.
I wasn't looking at the mushroom. I was trying to figure out how to be. I want to figure out how to jump on these Goombas. I don't want the mushroom.
Question mark block right there. You didn't. I mean, none of those are you trying to get.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry about it. Maybe you're gonna try to get one of these. Okay, okay. You decided maybe for some reason those two.
Yeah, I was interested at that point.
There's just okay. See, look.
You can't tell me I'm not curious. I was curious. I went and looked. Guess what? They were coins. The coins didn't do anything for me. I never got enough for a free life, so I don't care.
Yeah, because you passed all of them up.
I'm not gonna get every coin. That's crazy.
Right. If you had gotten bonus stage, there's like a good 50 coins probably in World 1 that you just bypassed. You know? All of your griping about, I had to play World 1 over and over again because I died so much. I do not feel bad for you at all because like at least 70% of it is just because you avoided the mechanics of the game that are designed to help you survive encounters with enemies.
You know what I did not avoid? Jumping. Jumping and moving. Those are the two biggest mechanics, is jumping onto enemies and jumping around enemies. I don't need that stuff if I can just dodge them.
I don't know how far into this. Right now, we're just watching your World 1 footage. I don't know at what point we move on because it gets a little repetitive.
Yeah.
Maybe your next game over. I don't know. We've seen 10 minutes of it so far.
So see there, rather than having to like look for that stuff, I know that there's one block that has it. So cool, I've got it, and we're good.
Right. But then you don't, when you don't have it, you don't look for it. I don't know. Here, just like a general thing, and again, partially this comes from just years of Mario experience and gamer instincts, is seeing a block singular by itself is like a big exclamation point in my head of like, there's no reason they would put only one block by itself. Well, either it's like there for you to jump off of, or a lot of times it has coins in it or something. So that's just something, I don't know, did you just see those and go, I don't know, it's a block because that's just sometimes they throw some shit in there for no reason?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I do also think, listen, part of the difference here, right, is that I think that you're saying you're not curious about these elements on screen and like hitting them and whatever, right?
Right. Yeah.
And that means that you're not curious.
Right there. Every time, you've never tried to hit that block. No, I never. Nuts.
I didn't know that block had any. But also, all it has is coins. There. You said, why do I care? I don't care about coins.
Because if you get enough coins, you wouldn't.
I never even got
play
close.
World 1-1 every time.
I never even got close to enough.
All right, I made then. Sorry, that was me laughing at you just sucking.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the point. That's what I was getting at earlier, is that I am very curious about this. What I'm curious about is how my character moves. I'm not interested so much in what's behind these blocks. I'm interested in how am I supposed to jump or run or move? Like, how far do I jump? What time do I jump? What's the reaction on these buttons? Because I legitimately don't know. And as you can see, I fuck up these jumps all the time that should be very, very easy because I don't know, right? And that's where, like, all of my focus is.
And at what point would you say that focus started to pay off? And you really
excuse me?
You know,
go? See, like,
I'm asking you a question. There was no vitriol. I'm just asking you. At what point did it pay off?
It did. This entire video. Look at how I move. Look at those jumps. I'm making all of these. Literally go back to my first level. Go back to
We're
my
not going
first game
back.
over and watch my
I don't wanna go
attempt.
back.
Watch how I literally
We just
can't
saw it.
even jump up into a block directly above me, right? I can't do it because I literally...
look.
Yeah.
Credit where credit's due. You are making this is farther than you've got. You've beaten World 1, 2.
Yeah.
You are getting farther each attempt.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say each attempt, but overall, your progress has an upward trend.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right.
That's true. I'll grant you that. I'm trying to save you future frustration. I'm trying to teach you for when we play our next Mario game, because that will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are things that will make your life easier in the future. That, like, what just happened there was pure luck. I know that. Now, look, right here. That question mark block right there has a mushroom in it. Why do you just... There's no enemies around it. There's no obstacles there. There's no reason to avoid it. It's a freebie. Look, here's a power-up beginning of the level. Come get me. Why did you never try to get it? Explain that to me.
I don't know. It just didn't seem like as interesting as the other jump. The other jump seemed better.
It's just sitting there. It's screaming for you to go get it. There's nothing around it. There's no barrier to getting that question mark block. You are a small Mario. When you are a small Mario, the only thing that at the forefront of your mind the whole time you're playing should be, where's my next mushroom? Where am I getting my next mushroom?
That is not what I was thinking.
Why? Why didn't you learn? Oh, if hit with mushroom, not die. Therefore, always want mushroom.
Well, what I learned was I can be a little, like, I don't know, I guess I just felt a little less safe when I was small Mario. You know?
You felt a little less?
Yeah, a little less safe. I'm small Mario, so it's like, okay, I could be in some trouble here. I can't afford to mess this up. You know what I mean?
Right, I can't afford to go down to where there's a question mark block and nothing else around it.
What are you talking about? There were enemies on screen right there. I would have had to avoid them. I jumped up onto a block and now I don't have to deal with them.
I'm referring to World 1-3.
Oh, okay.
Also, you could, like, for instance, wait until those Goombas pass by and then go back and try it.
I'm not going to sit there and wait like some kind of baby. I think I am a wuss.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead to World 1-4 to see when you get to a 1-4.
Show my World 1.
Oh my God.
Like my whole thing when the first time I did World 1-4.
Okay, this is your first attempt now. It's like
okay.
It's maybe your second, whatever. You know what I mean? It's your first life, your first non-game over. This is what you want people to see right here.
No. Wait. No. I mean, when on my first 1-4 attempt. Right?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to go back to the beginning.
Yeah, no. On my first 1-4 attempt, I want to see the 1-1 from that attempt because, like, you'll see that the level is a lot more dialed in.
The way you're wording this. You want to see your first play of World 1-4.
No, I want to see the I want to see the
whole
play.
You want to see it from 1-1 to 1-4.
Or maybe, like, I want to show you, like, how much better I move relative.
Okay.
You see, it's about the progression.
Yes. This is, okay, so for the record, this is now about 28 minutes. So that's your progression. There's your progression.
Okay, so 28 minutes is, I guess, not that good yet. But
this is the run where you get to 1-4, though.
Oh, it is? Okay. This must be the first time. Because I was like, I swear to God, the time I actually beat it, I was doing much better.
Oh, yeah, well... Listen, I was trying to save us all some time. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't have bookmarks of exactly when and where you did all these things. Now, what the fuck, Doctor? What the fuck just happened? What was that? Tell me what that was. The flower came out. Look, that's two. That's two fucking flowers in a row. No enemies. You could have got both those flowers. You kept fucking running.
I don't need to. It's fine.
What the fuck are you doing?
But I'm not dead yet.
That is the whole game.
I'm not dead. It's fine.
That is the fucking game giving you a shotgun and you saying, I'd rather go in barehanded.
Because
it makes no sense.
Maybe I would.
Makes no fucking sense.
Here's the problem. You like to play with the training wheels on. You go in. This is what I noticed when I watched your gameplay. You just sit there. You just sit there and fire that thing off at enemies that you could just jump past. You don't need to. No, you don't need them.
Have you ever heard the parable of the man whose house was flooded and he was on the roof of his house and he said, "I'm going to wait for God to save me." And a man comes by in a boat and he says, "No, I don't need your help. God is coming." And then a helicopter comes and he says, "No, I don't need to be rescued by you. God will save me." And then he drowns and dies and he gets to heaven and he's like, "God, why didn't you save me?" And God says, "What are you talking about? I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. Why didn't you get into him?" That's you're the man in this version of the story. You're not accepting the help you're being given.
In your analogy, I'm sitting here saying, in your analogy, like you can't.
By the way, we
get
love
through.
God on this show. Yeah.
In this analogy, you can't get through the game without the fire flower, right? If the man had sat on the roof and been all like, "I can get off of this without your help, and I'm gonna try," and then he fucked it up, that'd be different. But in your analogy, the man's sitting there waiting for the game to show him a way. I'm not waiting for the game to show me a way through. I'm trying to figure it out. And see, look, I'm still alive. I'm doing fine. It's no problem. I didn't need those flowers anyway.
How about here's an analogy. It's like you bought a car and they said, "Do you want airbags?" And you said, "Nah." And they said, "They're free. We'll put them in for you." And you said, "No, don't need airbags." Seatbelt?
Sure.
Nah, I don't need a seatbelt.
You know how many times in my life I've ever used an airbag?
That's for babies. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, good Lord. Question mark right there. Nope, don't care. Don't care. Moving right past it. Not interested in that.
It's a little bit dangerous, too. What if I fall off the bottom there,
Sure, I mean, that could happen. Could happen.
It could happen.
Nothing is going to be more offensive than the literal power-up on screen that you just don't care about. You just walked right by. I'm going to have to fuck with the audio levels on this one, because... I mean, this just fills my heart with anguish.
It's fine.
I can't.
Listen.
Now look, this is great. Yeah, you're making it to 1-4. Look at you go. Who needs flowers?
Yeah,
you can do.
You're
you
right.
Can do it.
No, 100%.
When you're a pro gamer like you.
That's right. That's right.
Best gamer there is.
That's right. A pro gamer would not need the fire flower.
No, definitely not.
Now, to be fair, I guess it would have helped against Bowser, but I wouldn't have.
No shit! Every time you
said you didn't
Bowser.
Know that.
Oh well, I mean, yes, but I got there and then I learned it this last week. I did it. I learned it. I tried. Also, just having
maybe this is where
a mushroom. Look, here you go.
Well,
You're making it.
I had one and I lost it. Having the fire flower wouldn't have helped me. It wouldn't give me a second mushroom.
Yes. It still would have gotten you past him. You could still take a hit, as opposed to right now where you're one and done.
Well, where would I get the second mushroom?
What do you mean, the second mushroom?
I didn't pass up a mushroom.
In this level, you passed up question mark blocks.
Okay, sure, but
that's where the mushrooms
probably
are.
Had coins.
Now I understand that's a little scary.
Yeah,
because it has a
this
fireball.
one here I think is actually like hard.
I'll grant you that is a little. That's in your case especially probably more likely to kill you than to save you.
There's one like that in 2-4 that I figured out how to do, and I was really proud of myself.
Okay. Let's go. I'm going to skip now. Here's a later one for it. See now you made it in with a mushroom. Big plus for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hope it's not jarring me skipping ahead in the video and there's no transition.
It doesn't matter. It's not jarring for me.
That's too bad about that.
I could have made it through with the iframes, but I didn't. I actually realized that while I was playing, as I was backing up, I was like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have backed up." See, I got instincts.
I noticed that a lot about your runs. I think a lot of times fighting Bowser, aka King Koopa, where you will get hit and then you could have kept running through and had a little bit of a buffer period, but you panic or you just can't coordinate and you just freeze.
Yeah, it's with that. It's if you see me backing up, it's probably because I'm kind of panicking. But a lot of times, no, I cannot coordinate a lot of these things. That's like a lot of times if you see me jump like to the left, I was trying to jump to the right. That is not uncommon.
What's happening right now is kind of like a football coach reviewing a video of your plays.
Right.
I'm trying to help you improve. I'm not here to criticize how fucking stupid you are. I'm here to help you become a better version of yourself.
Right, sure.
That's the whole point. That's the reason, the raison d'etre of this program is to get you to be a better gamer. You should be listening to me. You should be heeding my words, not getting defensive and telling me why I'm wrong.
I'm not getting defensive. It's just that you want me to play like I suck, and I don't want to play like I suck, even if I do.
No, this is not what's happening. That is not an accurate portrayal of.
Unlike you, I have what's called cajones.
No, it's called.
I don't
being
fear
a fucking
death.
dumbass. Yeah, and yet you should. You need to.
Well, see, that's
You
your
really
problem. Is you
should.
fear death.
Now
Look at that. You know how I did that?
I don't. It's not fearing. This is again. It's like not wearing a helmet on a motorcycle. What are you scared? What are you scared? You're gonna get your head.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to die. Yes, that's correct. I want to. I want to
Your
live.
threshold for that is way too low. Like, you hear, oh no, what if my character goes bloop and the game goes game over, and your immediate thought is, what if I got my brains bashed in a motorcycle accident, as though those are in any way the same thing. Of course I'd wear a helmet in real life, because look what the consequence is. In a game, though, it's like, fuck it, and I get a game over. So you know what else I'll do? I'll learn a little bit. I'll get the timing just a little bit better, because I'll have one more little way that I was wrong.
Well, then maybe I shouldn't have had to listen to you whine about having to start over for 20 minutes on the podcast this week. Do you want me to
It should just let me do the
Shut
news
up.
section over and over. That's what it is.
Up. Well, you should have looked up the codes. Do you want me to go to World 2 and see your World 2s, which is 3 hours and 40 minutes of gameplay? Should we watch some of that, or do we not need to? I don't know what your opinion is.
I mean, you should watch like my last run to Bowser on it, so that we can see like the underwater level and the bridge and all that. You know.
Okay, so yeah, so this I don't know how much of this footage is just you doing Worlds 1-1 and 1-2 again.
Probably at least half.
Here's an early World 2 attempt. Of course, you don't need any of those. Like that, right? Okay, so that you just found by accident. Great, you missed it. That's fine.
I legit tried to get that one. Maybe? I just could not do it.
All right. Yeah.
And look, their Goombas are coming. It's too late. I think I found that by accident. I don't know that I knew that was there.
I mean, yes, I would be shocked if you did that.
No. I mean, this particular attempt. The first time I did it by accident, and then I started intentionally doing it. I don't know if this was the attempt I found it or not.
I mean, I didn't know this was here. I didn't find this on my playthrough. It's not what I was.
You were screaming at me about how I should check everything, because look at all these rooms with the coins.
Yeah,
and now look who's eating. This is why you don't want to criticize, because then all of a sudden, people who live in glass houses, you see, I'm not going to be upset that you didn't find it. It's fine. You're just trying to get forward here. You're trying to move. There's a secret block here.
In a block in the middle of a thing is not the same as what you've been doing. That is not the same. Like these two right here. You could have tried those while you're sitting down here.
No, I'm trying to get that, yeah.
Well, you sure made use of it. Did you ever once think, I wonder if you're supposed to be able to get to the top of that flagpole, or that never occurred to you?
I thought, I do think you, I thought maybe you could, but I was just like, I don't know how, because I'm I just could not get there.
Right. Because, of course, you didn't know how to run.
Because I wasn't running.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, here you are.
Here you are water levels.
Yeah. And, I think your technique it's working out a little better for you here, because there's less stuff on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, until right there. There's a lot of shit, but you're adjusting.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is pretty good. Right now you're looking pretty good.
Well, this is what I was saying, is that here everything's just a little bit slower and more linear, and I don't mind having these big dense patterns of stuff. I need look at how slow the cheeps are. That's what I need.
Yeah.
I need to be able to
say that, but I still think those bloopers are very tricky, and I think part of this is just dumb luck on your part, to be honest, that none of them touched you.
Watch all of my World 2-2s. You will see I'm very consistent on it.
All right. I think it's all dumb luck every fucking time, bitch.
It's definitely not.
Oh, well, too bad there's no way to quantify whether something's luck or not. So we're just going to have to let everyone decide for themselves.
Go pick a random 2-2. You'll see that they're all pretty decent.
All right. The one I just watched.
Yeah, pretty decent.
Pretty decent. I still think there's some.
Then this stupid thing, which I have no idea how you're supposed to do it other than just know where they're going to pop up.
Right.
I have no fucking idea.
There they go. Those are fins, by the way. I know. I mean, they're like wing-like.
Like that looks like a no. Look at the fucking.
Sure, but like you can tell that's a fucking fish. It's not like you don't think that's a bird.
I mean, I don't know. Look, it's got a little mouth that could be a beak. Do you know what that kind of looks like to me? I think the viewers will agree. It kind of looks like an angry bird, but not angry.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I mean, sure. I guess yeah, you know what? I guess I can't right there. Oh, you did go for it. Look at that.
Yeah, I went for this because this one I desperately need. I didn't die. I was definitely going to jump off the edge there. I was pretty sure.
I'm pretty shocked you went for that and then didn't
because I needed it. Because this section
well, you needed it in every section.
No, because I didn't need it in other sections. I needed to be better. But here I didn't know how to do it. I felt like it was all dumb luck. And see, look, it didn't even help me. And this is the thing. It only has to happen 1 or 2 times where it doesn't help me at all for me to just say, well, then fuck it. I'm not going to bother with that. I just got to get better at jumping. Like, I don't need to get better at finding mushrooms. I need to get better at not doing that.
I love your defense. See, there's no reason for me to try to get better because I suck so bad that it's pointless.
I do need to get better. I need to get better at the thing I failed at. Not that.
Yeah. Right, but why does that not apply to every time an enemy kills you? Like, why is that not a thing? It does apply to every time an enemy kills me. I need to get better at jumping on it or jumping around it. That's what I need to do. Okay. 2 different approaches. Now I'm gonna keep skipping ahead. So we
don't need to watch all of these here.
Oh, you went to a warp zone there.
Oh yeah, I never went to World 2.
No, that's fair because you had already done it. Sorry,
yeah, I also would not have made it because you never answered my question on how do you think I beat Bowser, and the answer was I don't know how I did that.
Right. Oh.
I was never able to do it again.
Just for the record, we are now about 3 hours into your footage of this, and
I think
yet to make
you should be proud of just how much I put into this.
Oh, I am. I mean, it'd be better if you had not done it literally the last minute. But hey. No, I'm very proud. You went the extra mile. You went above and beyond. Come on. Listen, I'm not criticizing you for lack of perseverance or determination. But I'm criticizing you because you made it harder on yourself than it had to be.
I don't think
I did. You're martyring yourself. Like you didn't have to suffer this much.
If I took the extra time to go do that every time, I don't think it would have stopped me from dying because I still would have jumped off cliffs and stuff, and I still would have died. So fuck it. I'm not gonna. If I had to waste an extra minute checking every single block every time, that maybe it would have been 5 hours to get this many attempts in, and not 3 hours and 40 minutes. And then I wouldn't have even gotten this many attempts.
The first time, you only have to check them once, and then
But I don't remember. I have to remember every block in the whole thing.
But some of them are literally that's the one at the beginning of the level.
I remember easy. 2 or 3. No.
You go.
Watch this. If this is okay, I didn't do it. I eventually figure out how to get that one. I'm very proud when I get it. You should be. No, you're going to be really proud of me because I can consistently get that block by the end. You got to watch my last attempts.
Sure. Let's get through this one first.
Yeah.
Look, you're doing fine. This is almost 4 hours of play, and you're already at 2-4. It's great.
That's probably the best I ever got through that section right there.
Hey, that's something. Sometimes your first attempt is the best, and then you get in your own head, and you fuck up every other time.
Mm-hmm.
This is tricky now. They put those bricks there, so now you really gotta go under him, or get lucky with a jump, but that's harder.
Oh no, so what I'm doing there is I'm just staying in the safe zone and trying to figure out what the hell his jumping pattern is, as long as he's on screen. And I never could figure out what the hell the pattern was.
I don't know the pattern either. I don't know
Mm,
if there is one. I mean, I don't. I think he just
yeah.
jumps.
No, I'm pretty sure what happened there was the
Hey,
instant.
look at that.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that. I can do that consistently by the end.
Good. That's great. Good job.
But look, I pick it up in midair, like halfway through the jump.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
I
pretty
don't even
cool.
land on the same platform. It's good.
I agree. It really looked. If you had just watched this footage in isolation, you
Yeah.
might think this was someone who wasn't brain dead.
Well, that's the
You know?
point. That's the point. Is that I'm slowly learning techniques. I can do one thing good, and that's great. Right.
That was too bad
Eventually,
right
I'll be
there.
able to do all the things good.
Right. Maybe. I don't know why you're even bothering to get this mushroom, to be honest. I mean, what's the point?
Because I can't get through that next section. Like, legitimately, it's like 5% to get through it without getting hit.
Well, if you just jumped better, like, why don't you just keep practicing the jumping?
Because I have to play from 1-1 every third attempt.
Interesting. There you go. There's those Oh, no, that's a fire bar, not a Podoboo. Just one is a Podoboo. Here we go.
I don't really know what the timing on this, like, is.
It's going faster than you're going. Or getting higher up on the first one, and then jumping down to that second column instead of you're like waiting too long, I think. Oh, that's too bad. All right, I'm skipping all the way to the end here. Let's see if I can find your final. I assume this is the one where you beat it, or
No,
it's the
I
one
don't.
where you
I
just
don't
said
beat
screw
2-4.
it. Wait, you
Yeah.
never beat 2-4.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, I told you this.
I forgot. Listen.
Yeah.
You think I can keep track of how far you got on every little level?
I mean, this
don't
is
know.
part of why I was like, it almost would be more fun for
There
you
you go,
to
like
not
that.
hear, to see the footage before you know, because then this would just be heartbreaking, where it'd be like 4 hours of video and I just never do it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I do think it's better to hear you give it to me in your own words. But yeah, after the fact, as we established, I saw this and I said this must be something needs to happen here. Now maybe this was earlier, but there's also parts of this where I saw you with the fire flower, just not using it. Like, enemies were in front of you. You had the fire flower, and you either just, like, walked into them or just, like, tried to jump over them and failed. That was another thing that really baffled me, I must say.
So if that was in, like, when I was still working World 1 and I hadn't started working World 2 yet, there is a decent chance I forgot I had the fire flower.
Okay.
Because it wasn't until I had to start beating like 2-1 and 3-1 that I started being like, I need the fire flower because I am so inconsistent on these enemies. Like, there are certain sections that it's like, I did figure out how to do it. I can do it without the fire flower, but I'm only like 50% to do it. So like, I gotta get it so that I can get to the new section.
Man, you could have made that.
I
if you
could
had
have
just
made it,
committed.
but I didn't. Yeah. No, all of these, I just don't
you have
know.
so many chances. Yeah.
No,
That's
because
too bad.
like, if I were running, I could do it, but I'm just like, I'm gonna try to go forward, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's not gonna work, and then he jumps, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be going backwards. Yeah.
Now, do we need to watch your World 3? Is this going to be, is there anything else to say about this that we haven't said already?
I mean, it would just be if you wanted to talk about
There's
like
your World
individual
3.
sections. Oh, watch how I go back a little bit. You can see me do the Hammer Brothers here. Oh yeah, this thing I could not figure out.
Oh, yeah. I did watch, because in the episode,
Yeah.
the podcast for this, we did, I made sure to put in some Hammer Bros footage when you talk about it. And here they are. Now, I mean, yes, I feel like I wouldn't say it's not luck, but it's because none of them are on the bottom. Later on, a lot of times, yeah. I'm not sure if it's randomly determined or what, but if one of them is on the bottom, it's much harder.
Yeah, if one of them is on the bottom,
like
then
they keep jumping up.
Yeah, then you wait until you can do that. Yeah.
Yes, but sometimes there is no window. Like, they will keep jumping up and down. The hammers are flowing. I don't know. You make it out like it's very easy to predict, and I don't think it is.
I don't think I ever had problems with it once I realized that I could knock them off while running through, if they were on the bottom, or on the second, you know what I mean? I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
I
like
mean, again,
it's just
this is
easy.
the very first appearance of them.
Yeah, no,
It's,
I'll tell you, I do think watching some of your footage, watching them later, I think the later ones are much harder when they're on like the staircase. I think that
yeah.
looks really hard to time. But this
Hmm.
particular one, they don't seem so bad. And and I also noticed in World 4-1, I think that you have more trouble with Lakitu than I do because you don't just do the thing where you just hold right all the time, no matter what. And every time I wasn't, because every time I stopped moving to the right, I got in a lot of trouble really quickly on that level. But because I'm just always doing that, it quickly was like, oh, I guess it's fine.
Yeah. And that technique did work out for you.
In that particular one, it works out.
I don't know. Here's more of World 3. I don't know. At
Yeah,
some point, we'll
we don't
switch
need more of
over.
these.
We'll watch a little of my footage. But is there anything else from yours that you think it was worth commenting on before we move on?
I think that it's instructive to watch my level 4-1 once I figured out how to do it, so that you can kind of see that like it feels like I had about as easy a time with it as you did, which is saying something since I'm obviously much worse than you, and it's not close.
Okay, so I can try to get to some World 4. Well, here's the end of World 4. Oh yeah, Lucky 2, as you were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty close right there.
Yeah, but it was fine.
But it was fine. It was
No,
fine.
you can see, like, I don't, it's just not a problem as long as you just keep moving. He just never, see? No problem, no problem. Jump,
Right.
no problem.
Sure. But I mean, we talked about this in the episode. That, by the way, that block right there has a bunch of coins in it. Oh, you did hit it. You hit it only. Okay, so maybe you don't know this. If it doesn't turn like grayed out, you can keep hitting that for more coins.
I did figure that out watching your footage.
Okay, great. Yeah, as we discussed, that level is pretty straightforward.
Yes.
There's not too many obstacles.
Yes, no, that level is pretty easy. Again, the later Lackey 2s are like much worse.
Now this jump right here actually scares me every time. I think that is a very tricky jump. By the way, there's a power up right in there. You had a flower, so it's fine. But just so you know, in that little section, there's.
Oh, I
one
did.
hidden
I didn't know
block.
that.
No, I mean
Oh,
there is one, but you had a fire flower in that moment, so you didn't need to try to get it. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
What was I trying to say about something? Doesn't matter. Lucky 2. I don't know. Who cares? There you go. Running along the top. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I found out you could do that. I don't think I knew you could do that.
Yeah, hey, I do think that's something most people probably do discover organically because they do kind of lead you up there with the elevators.
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't looking for. Were you thinking, oh, I'll look for another warp zone, or you were just doing that?
I was like, I might find another warp zone if I do it, but I was also like, I need to beat this level. I'm not trying to get to the warp zone yet.
Right here is a moment where I believe there's a hidden block over on the right if you jump there.
Interesting.
I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think that's the case.
Oh, yes. That is somewhere around there is where I looked it up and tried it, and it didn't work out for me, and yeah.
Yeah, it'll happen sometimes.
Anyway, those are the kinds of jumps. If you looked at my original like World 1 play, you can just see like I could not have ever done anything I just did now when I started this. I'm very proud of the progress I made, even if you don't think so.
No, I think I said that I was proud. I don't know if I meant it, but I think I said that. I feel like I said it. I'm very proud. I'm really watching this. Honestly, it's like this is the closest I'll ever come to seeing my child graduate college.
Right. Well,
or
because here's
walk
the other
down the
thing.
aisle.
If I learn where the mushrooms are and how to get them, that's not going to help me with the next platformer we play. But if I learn how to jump, then next platformer I'll be better.
I suppose in a sense you're correct. I just don't know. I mean, in most games, there's sort of like you can get power-ups or health that you should try to get, generally. I think that's kind of a lesson that still will help you going forward.
I think it's fine. Now, this level, I do actually... either you have to be much better than I am, or you need to know that you can run, or I think you can't make these jumps, because I gave up on this one because it seemed literally impossible.
Yeah, that seems right. Did you ever get to 4-4? I don't know if you did.
No, I gave up at that point because I was just like, I'm not even close. I don't know how to get any closer, and I have more to try in this game.
Now, what happened right there? What happened right there that you didn't use your fire flower? Why did you run directly? Let me run it back. Let me run it back for you. There you are. Fire flower.
Yeah.
Goomba's coming ahead. Bam! He didn't. Yeah. What do you mean?
Did I
you
have
have
a fire
it?
flower?
Look at your fucking outfit. It's red and white. That's the colors of fire flower. You have the fire flower. Yes.
Aren't I just big Mario?
No.
You look
You
different.
don't have those.
I thought you were just big or small.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Huh.
Look, we need to go back. This is insane.
Yeah.
This is insane. This is over like 6 hours of you having played this game. Look, there you are. The red overalls. And look, you finally learned that is a thing. There you go. It's changed the color palette. Are you fucking kidding? Are you doing a bit right now? For real?
I am not doing a bit. I didn't really notice that.
Are you fucking blind? Do you have color blindness? Seriously, can you tell the difference? That's absolutely
now that I'm
fucking
looking,
crazy.
I'm not paying attention to that. That doesn't matter.
What the fuck? I had the fire flower? What the fuck?
I didn't know that.
What the fuck? How'd you? I fucking know. How'd you forget? You have it you saw the flower. You knew you got it once. You just forgot?
I must have.
What the fuck? This is fucking unbelievable. I can't. I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack.
Okay, so see, I didn't know there I had it.
I gotta drink some water. This is another thing. If you knew how to run, you would be pressing the run button, which is the same as the fire button, and then you would have just figured it out if you had forgotten.
It's the same button as the fire flower?
Yes, there's only 2 buttons on an NES controller.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. That does make sense. Okay, I would have needed to remap my controller if that was the case.
No, you're not allowed to do that. There's only 2 buttons in the original version.
Okay, no. What I mean by that is the run button is not adjacent to the jump button on the controller. Or the fire flower button is not adjacent to the jump button on the controller that I was using, the way it was mapped.
They're not next to each other?
No, they were across from each other on the 4-directional thing for some reason.
Unless it might have just mirrored it. Both might have worked. Are you sure you tried all the buttons?
I'm sure I did at some point, but it is possible that I hit the run button like while I was standing still and was like, that doesn't do anything. And then, oh, this one jumps. Okay.
There it is. There he goes. Right into him.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'm able to jump through them, you know.
You didn't even jump.
I tried to jump and then I hit him instead. I jumped too late.
With your full fire flower.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's fucking hurts. All right.
Why do see, this is my point. Why would I take all that extra time? It would probably double each attempt to go get the fire flower. And you see what good it did me when I had it?
Again, your defense is, why should I bother? Why should I get it if I'm too stupid to use it?
I mean, it didn't work, did it?
Hold on. Okay, let's move on. Now, you told me on the podcast that you did not make it to World 5. At least I thought that's what you said, but
I did not make it to World 5.
So I have a thing of you playing World 5. Did you do that after the fact?
No. So that World 5 is me attempting to get to World 5 and then failing because the secret room that I looked up I needed to be big and I couldn't consistently get there while also being big, and I was like, fuck it, this isn't worth it.
All right. Now should we switch to some of my footage here?
Yeah, yeah. Let's see you. I want to see you.
Now, do you want to see my... Because I think we'll just watch one. Should I do my, the first time I sat down and played, or later when I sort of had a better handle on it?
You can just show me the one that you sent me, because that's the one I saw.
This was my... I called it my third run, but it's my second attempt at, going straight through from the beginning without warps.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. We'll see the we'll see the difference in approach. This is me now. I think I stand here for like 10 seconds for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I'm probably like making something work on my computer before I move. There we go. Okay. I mean, again, like you're early. Yeah, you're.
Why are you getting?
There
what
I
the hell
go.
are you doing? There's nothing in there.
Well, so okay,
Like,
so this is a real. Number one.
You got 2 coins out of that. You know how much time you spent? You spent like 5 seconds to get 2 coins.
And we will see by the end of this run how many extra lives I have that you didn't have. Right here.
Well,
that's
you
like
also knew about
25
this.
coins.
This would have been worth my time.
Yes. And it skips part of the level, too.
Yeah,
so it even
no,
makes it
100%.
easier.
That one I would have done if I knew about. I can't justify that one.
Now, there is a gamer instinct you do not have, obviously. And I will admit, this is beyond, even though I'm not letting you off the hook for this, it's beyond just going for one obvious question mark block that you just didn't even care about. But, there is a certain thing of, I want to get everything in this level. I want to explore. I want to see every nook and cranny. I want to collect them all. You can understand wanting to collect them all as a Pokemon fan.
I can understand that, wanting to collect them all. But they aren't even, like, different. Like, they aren't cute. It's just a coin.
But also, remember, I haven't played this in a while, and so it's like, I was still trying to remember, like, okay, where are which hidden blocks have what? So I want to, just hit every block just to see my first go-around. There's a good one right there. Here we go. Like, I never saw you do this.
I did do this. I did do this. But eventually I gave up because I was never getting enough coins, and I was like, it's not worth doing that for the couple extra coins when I'm not getting extra lives anyway. But I did do that once or twice.
Now, meanwhile, obviously the warp pipe room you said would have helped, but we're barely into worlds 1-2 here.
The block here under has a question mark in it, by the way.
Hey,
it's one of the ones I knew about and routed in later.
You're teaching me something. barely into 1-2, and I am more than halfway to an extra life right now. So, like, you're saying, oh, just 2 coins, but it adds up. They add up over time.
Well, like half of those were from that room. It's worth it to do the rooms. I'm not arguing it's not worth it to do the rooms. You should probably do the rooms. I just didn't I didn't know that was there.
Okay, sure. And there's me having to backtrack because I'm so used to doing that all the time.
I'm not gonna lie. When I went back and rewatched my my World 1 footage, every time I did it the way to beat 1-4, I was just like, "Oops, I missed the jump." Oh, right, there's a pipe.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's okay. They do, I think, kind of want you to find that.
Now, I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but I did know that there was a warp room already in 1-2, but I did not quite remember where it was, and I was like, maybe I'll find it organically since I know it exists, and I did not actually find it. I had to go look it up, and then once I knew where it was, then I was,
Yeah. Now, see, I'm ignoring that because I already have a fire flower, so I know I don't need it.
That's interesting because you didn't ignore a bunch of other blocks when you knew you didn't need them.
No, because there could be coins in those. I know specifically that's a power-up. See? Also, now that you know about it,
points though. If you want a high score,
fuck you,
Mr.
Fuck
Gamer.
Off shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up right now. Another thing you will notice now that you are aware of it, perhaps, is sometimes you'll see me just throw a fireball when nothing's on screen. That's because I'm running, and to initiate a run, you automatically will throw a fireball because it's the same button.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. In case you were
look at that! Look at what a little baby you are. Just run and do it.
This is not it's called strategizing.
Just there was like
smart.
A pit. There was just a single pit, and you were like, well, let's just make sure I can get through the pit.
And what did it get me? It rewarded me with succeeding.
You didn't need to do it though.
Yes, I did.
It didn't reward you with that. It punished you with wasting time that you didn't need to waste.
I'm just going to, for the record, state again, we watched many different runs of Will's, and what we're watching right now is footage of me, one continuous run, no game overs right now. That's the difference. That's the difference between being a baby wuss, as you say.
This is what I told you, though, right? Is that the difference in our play styles, right? Because you don't need to do that. Right. The difference in our playstyles is that I am
Disagree.
playing as though I was as good as you. Right. If you tried the shit that I was trying, I think you would have succeeded. Right. But you won't even try it because you're like,
agree.
ooh,
I
I'm
don't
too
agree.
scared. I might fail. Right. And I'm like, I should be able to do it without failing. So I'm going to try to do it. And then maybe I fail.
Style. This isn't a competition to see who can do it the coolest. I'm just trying to beat the levels. I'm not evil fucking Knievel.
I want to be able to do stuff. I don't want to beat the level. I want to be able to make that jump or get, you know what I mean? I'm much more interested in that.
You frame it as you're saying like, oh, if you were better,
yeah,
you could,
at games,
or if you, what's the wording, that I don't need to do those things because I'm better at the game.
Right.
I'm telling you, no, I'm better at the game because I don't do those things. That is what being good at the game is knowing when to not do the stupid things. That's the difference.
No, because you could have just jumped up. No,
Yes.
look, you could have jumped over those Goombas onto that block, onto the top round,
Why?
and passed
I
it,
have
and then you
a
wouldn't have had to do
fireball.
it. Because you,
There's no reason to do it.
Because then you had to stand there and fireball. Do you realize how long that took?
I like
You could have been through
using
this
the
in
fireball.
half the time.
It's fun to do. Excuse me. We are 6 minutes into my run. I don't want to hear shit from you about how much time it took, okay? Number one.
Now, I'm not saying I could have done it in half the time. I'm saying you could have. And
Who cares? Who
do
am
you
I
realize
competing
what
with?
percentage of
I'm not
mine was
setting
just
a
because it
record.
doesn't start you off on the same world? If I started off where I failed,
Now, here's an example of me
I actually couldn't
being
use these
more
underwater.
afraid of bloopers than you.
Yes. Also, I did try using these fireballs underwater, and what I discovered was that I like
You can't press two
legit
buttons
couldn't
at
do
once.
it. Yeah, it was way too hard, and I was actually coming really close to dying when I did not need to.
Got it.
Was way more dangerous, but that was just in this level.
Like, this is,
Yeah,
like,
just
you can see,
just
I'm
go
getting way
around
more
him.
caught
You have
up
a million feet of room on either side.
No,
or hide.
because I don't want it. Why would I take that risk? I can just
You
kill
almost
everything and then it's
died
clear.
standing in front of him. What do you mean, what risk? There wasn't a
And
risk.
in your own words, to quote you, it worked out. Right. So
It didn't work out because you wasted time. You could have.
What's this wasting time thing? Where am I getting rewarded
wasted
for
3
saving time?
hours. I don't want to waste any more time than that. I'm trying to get through.
Didn't.
I want to see the next
This is a
section.
30-minute run. There's no wasted time for me. I'm going to survive because I'm being more careful than you. Now, this I get caught in that corner right there. So that did strip me up.
Yeah, now that I think only happened because you were getting the coins. I'm
That's
shocked
true.
you got through there. I guess I did not know Little Mario had clearance.
Little Mario. Little Mario has clearance. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking... I need to take a nap after this. It's getting me all worked up. You're making me so mad. Pissing me off. People, if anyone does watch this and comments on it, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, I don't know. A lot of them will probably feel like me, but then I think a lot of people will also hear me yelling and think I'm a huge asshole. So I don't know. I'm not
They're
sure
both
where
true.
people will land.
I think that anyone, if you listen
Oh,
to
that
this,
hurts. That hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did talk about this. I was like, do you have any idea how to get through this? Because the only way I know to
No,
get
I
through that
don't.
is to know those two are going to show up there.
No, the way I know how to get through it is to just be lucky. That's all I know.
Yeah, no, that was the problem I was having with this too. I think that if you come out of this and think that John isn't an asshole for some reason, then you need to reassess. I think that if you come out of this and think that either one of us isn't an asshole, then you have a bad read on character.
All right, I'll grant you that. I don't know. I mean, I just kind of enjoy watching my run because it's like there's very little repetition. It's just sort of entertaining. But I feel kind of proud of how I did. But you know, we don't need to. I don't know if we
I'm
ever
proud of
wanna
how
skip
I
ahead.
did too, honestly.
I
I'm proud of how
am. I'm
much
very proud of
better
how
I
you
was
did.
by the end. I got even the repetition. You know,
I said it was proud.
like it would have been better to watch, obviously, if there wasn't so much of it, but even the repetition was useful because it meant that I got to practice just doing basic stuff again. Like literally just being able to walk and jump. Such a huge game for me, I think.
At some point, At some point in the future, when we have launched our Twitch channel, see now right there, I got hit. Okay, I got to just take advantage of it and just run past. That's my.
Yeah, I did that
like,
once or twice with the fireballs, but I don't think I did that with Bowser ever.
It's King Koopa. But I was gonna say we'll have to do like some Twitch at some point if we ever do that. We'll see how you do. We'll just do some fresh Mario runs and see if you ever retain any of the skills you've learned. We should do a side by side. I think in there's the NES Championships game for Switch, where I'm not sure if you can do the full game, but you can like two people can both race in Mario and see who gets farther. I don't think it would go that well for you. Here's another screen you never saw.
This one seems like way too much effort. Look at all that shit you have to do to get all this.
And again, here I am almost at another 100 coins, and I think I'm not sure I've died once yet. I don't think I've died a single time. I also got a fire flower from that. So
I'd rather be jumping on enemies and stuff. That room doesn't look that much fun.
Right, you're all about following the fun, and all the fun you had.
They used to be my mottos. The fun is where the fear is, right?
Now here we go. Here's a
and look at what if you had just run under right there, but you didn't keep. If you had just kept moving forward, you would have.
But you know what might have happened? You wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have. You had a
hammer
window.
Might have hit me. Sure,
literally,
but I guaranteed it. But 100. Now I can check out these question mark blocks. Now look, I got a little something extra, even though I didn't need it. Like it's
literally,
about
if you had just moved, you would not have done it, and yet you stood there and just spammed fireflies for no reason.
If I have the weapon, why would I not use it? I have it.
You don't need
I should just use it. But it helps.
You use it. But then, okay, so here's the other problem, is you do already know how to jump past these enemies if you don't have the weapon. I'm really happy that I spent a lot of time not doing that, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to move at all. Like, my ability to handle any enemy without a fire flower is developed by actually engaging them without a fire flower.
I will grant you I'm certainly better at it than you, but it is not something I can do consistently. If a hammer brother goes in the wrong place, I might get hit.
That section there I could do consistently. I do not believe you couldn't do it consistently.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe truly, I think this is an example of weirdly where, because you have less experience, your instincts are different from mine, and you like found a strat that never would have occurred to me. Because I'm never thinking just keep running to the right and don't look ever. Like that's not something I looked
at where their patterns were, and I was all like, they're landing right here. I just need to be past that spot, and then I'll be safe.
Just to point out again, I did get past most of them completely unscathed. So like it worked out.
Sure. But
you're acting like this was some horrible failure on my part.
Yeah, I'm just saying
it was successful. I succeeded. No, what's more fun is watching you do 1-1 8,000 times in a row. That's
a good game would have, a checkpoint system with like saves and shit, so that wouldn't have to happen.
They do. It's called Warp Zone. You couldn't even get there.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't get there. A good game, I wouldn't have had to fucking get there. I would just say, okay, restart.
Now,
I'm downgrading my score on this game. It's shit.
No, I want to hear it from you. Look at those 5 lives. That's nice to have 5 lives. It just feels good. Just feels good to have those in the bank. Makes me feel happy.
I never even got close to getting them though. So like, why? Fuck it.
Right, because you never tried. Right.
If I were close, no.
Why try?
I started getting coins, and I just never really got close.
I think by started getting coins, you were like, I have 10 and then I died, so I'm now never going to ever try.
Yeah, I mean, if I get 10, if I'm consistently only 10% of the way there before I die, it's like, all right, that's not a goal worth doing. A goal worth doing is, how do I jump better?
Actually,
sometimes I can do that. Sometimes I can do that. Or at least get 90% of the way there. If I was dying with 90 coins, I'd be like, oh, I gotta really pay attention to these coins.
Were you aware that 100 coins even gives you a life? And how did you know? Because you never did it.
So I was pretty sure that was probably the case, because I've seen like getting coins gets you lives before, and I don't know what the hell else they would do, since they don't seem to get you like score. And 100's just a nice round number, and I didn't get it at 10, so I did think that was probably the case. I'll tell you that. But that's
maybe
why.
that's one of those things because it's in every Mario game that you
Yeah.
just got through osmosis.
Yeah. Like the fact that I could run, like the fact that, in fact, in my first attempt at Bowser, I did not try to jump on him, which is probably what I would have tried to do had I not, like, just known from osmosis that you're supposed to go past him and get that stupid axe thing.
Well, you know, he's kind of spiky, and you know that that would hurt your little feet, like the spinies you can't jump on.
Well, you don't see any spinies till level, like, 4.
Well,
World 4.
you learned it somehow. I didn't see you trying to jump on him, so you must have
I think
assumed it,
I
guess.
did do that at least once. Maybe I'm wrong.
Now you can see here is when he turns into, it's not a King Koopa. He's just a stupid little buzzy beetle. Wow. There's the mushroom retainer. We're about halfway through my run. I still don't know. Is this boring now? Should we skip to the end to see where I start messing up? Or
I think it's worth
are we
watching all
enjoying
the
this?
sections I actually played, and then after that, it's like,
Sure.
all right, I definitely couldn't do these.
Sure. I guess I could show you a little of like World 7 and 8 so you could see how fucked up they are.
That could be fun.
As well.
Yeah, see, I could consistently, well, probably because I wasn't running, but I could consistently hit way more of those blocks than you
Congrats.
while maintaining speed.
Congrats. Yeah. I mean, this is going fine.
Yeah, no, this is going fine. But it's
Oh,
like,
no, right there. That's where.
yeah, now I was able to consistently
shovel.
jump past that. And see, this is what I was talking about, is that like every time you stay still, it starts getting a little dicey like that. Which is, you know,
Just me
the
missing a
advantage
block.
of my playstyle on that particular level. It's why I didn't really do significantly worse than you on that level.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Because you
Advantage
didn't
is a
stop to
strong
hit every
word.
single question mark block. See?
Well, sure, because
You
I'm being
see?
actively pursued.
Right.
Yes, the
Yeah.
lucky 2 is making it more dangerous.
Exactly.
I
See,
don't.
so
I
my-
mean,
so
I
it
don't.
paid off.
No.
So there's the payoff, if you're asking.
I don't. I just don't know about this. Like I said, every time this jump really did scare me every time. I do think it's like a scary jump, but I guess I made it too. So I don't know. Oh, you see right here. There's a little. Ding.
I didn't know that. That would have been nice. to
Again,
know.
like anytime I see something like that, where it's like, well, why would that little overhang be there? It's usually for a reason, so I'm gonna go check. You know.
Interesting.
Again,
The
these are just
you're,
little,
You're
like-
like that about the overhangs, even. That's weird.
What do you like right there, like that? I'm assuming there's something in there, because otherwise, why are
Oh.
those blocks there?
Well, the blocks are there to trap you under there, so if you jump on that Koopa, it starts going back and forth, and you can't easily jump out of the way.
Sure.
Because that happened to me.
Sure.
I thought that was a
Now
trap.
here's where here's a noob mistake you're seeing right here, because I didn't realize you can't actually kill those with fireballs. Even though I couldn't hit them, they are immune to fireballs.
Well, who gives a shit about the Buzzy Beetles anyway?
They suck. They really suck. You can also see me
Yeah.
crouching
Trying
on every pipe.
just in case.
Like, I don't know. Sometimes there's a thing in them. Don't know.
I just feel like you're too
Uh-huh.
slow. Like the fact that you're running.
I cannot handle this.
No. Here's the thing: the
This
fact that
criticism
you're
is
running and the
insane
fact that
coming
you are
from you.
better than me means that you should be doing these levels unbelievably faster than me, and you're really not.
I
because you
am!
keep stopping.
I am!
No, it seems like you are because you never die. But if you were to
Yeah,
just
that's
look,
it. That's
if
what
you-
makes it faster.
No, if you were to compare the time when I don't die to the time when you don't die, which there's no reason you should ever be dying, right? Like I can tell every time that you're forced to not be careful. You know what happens? You don't die. You don't die when you're forced to not be careful.
Sometimes
you do
I
it.
do.
No, you don't.
Sometimes
I didn't
I do.
see it. Not in this,
This
run.
is like a race car driver saying it's not worth slowing down around corners because if you're a good driver, you can just power straight through and you'll be okay. It's insane. It's insane.
I do my best in real life not to use my brakes for corners, if at all possible.
Oh my god. And yet you are one of the slowest people I know. So what is this contradiction? It makes no sense at all. Fucking take 20 minutes to tie your shoelaces.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm just enjoying the moment of being alive in real life.
Well, that's
The
what I'm
real-
doing. I'm
No, you're
enjoying
doing-
the moment of hitting things with fire. I like killing enemies. That gives me satisfaction with the fire flower. That's fun. And it's in and of
Well, see,
itself.
maybe I just like the
inherently,
real
I find that
world,
fun.
You know, I'm not entertained by these ones and zeros the way that I am by, like, the feel of a shoelace on my finger,
The feel of a shoelace.
Yeah, just the
on your
tactile
finger.
sensation of real life. The joy of being alive.
You're some
I
kind
don't
of,
exist in a screen like you do.
Now here's a place where we
I never
mentioned on the
got to
podcast, right? You never got here, where I believe you need to take a certain path to progress. So like, I think I just remembered this or assumed, but like if I had gone up instead of under here, I think it would have looped back to the beginning.
There was something
I
like that
believe.
in one of the 1.4s where it wasn't a maze with the loop, but it was there was like an upper and lower path, and if you picked the upper path, it was way harder. And the first time I did the upper path, and I fucked up and died, and I was like, I'm not doing that again. I can see the lower path is easier.
Yeah, I remember that.
Anyway, now you're farther than I ever got, so
I am.
I'm not
I
as
am. Well,
interested.
oh yeah, you didn't even see. Yeah, now you don't care. Well, I do want to show you where I eventually did actually die, because I felt it was a stupid death. I think it's in this one. Because I went into 6-4 here with like 7 lives.
Yeah, and I do
Feeling
remember
very
looking at some of
confident.
these and being like, you need to be less careful. You're dying because
This
you're too
killed me
careful.
right here. No, you can't tell me that was too careful.
Yeah,
I
not that
ran
one.
right
Yeah,
into
not
it.
that one. That's for sure not that one.
Well, first I died a couple times trying to get that mushroom, and I just couldn't nail the timing of it. And that kept fucking me up.
yeah, like you could have gone, but you didn't.
I don't know about that. But this right here was a roadblock. On my... I think maybe it was this was my second full attempt. I think on my first one... Did I do better? No, maybe. I think this is the furthest I got. Yeah, the first one I don't think I made it to 6-4. There I go. Like, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that I wouldn't have been able to do. I would have had to stop on the block and on top and then come back down for the second one.
Like look at that. You just got to get through such a tight space. I don't even know. I'm not sure if there's a mushroom later in this level or not, but if there wasn't, there's a good chance. Like, personally, if I'm small Mario, I'm especially at this late in the game when he's throwing a bunch of hammers and crazy shit. I'm probably assuming I can't beat Bowser. Like, I need that hit. Or at least if I played this game more, I could maybe learn not to, but at my current state of Mario playage, I need that buffer. All right. Here's a little bit of, I'll just do it before we cut this fucking video. Here's some World 7 and 8 I have. Here's 7-1. So let's see how you like this. Imagine how you'd do in this zone. Here's some Hammer Brothers for you. Now what? Yeah, right now you see? Do you see? There's not a. It's not that easy on that one. You know? These are the bullet bills, which you never got to see.
Yeah, there's the bullet.
And that thing at the bottom? A bullet bill comes out on the bottom there too. So like, there's no safety. I mean, this is an insane fucking area here. Now that right there is insane. What I just did, like that is luck. That is not something I did thinking I would get through it, and then I got hit anyway right after. This is where, when I get to World 7, I start looking more like you.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even looking at this though, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I do think that this is a beatable level if I can put a save state at the beginning of this world and play it for 4 hours with no replaying the entire game up to this point.
Totally. I was going to say the same thing. Like, I still think that the game is fair enough that it's because it's so late in the game. But if I did this a bunch, like, I feel pretty confident I could make it through this, you know.
Yeah.
Like anything, I mean.
Like, because I would be
hit.
doing it and not you, I do think it would be like 4 hours of attempts to get through just that. But, like, but I think I could do it. I don't think that it is literally undoable, no matter how many times I try.
By the way, I think there might be a power hidden block over there that I didn't go for. I'm not sure. Like I think it would be perfectly kosher in my opinion to just do a save state with an emulator and just to practice this. Like I don't feel like that's doing anything wrong. Let me see if I can jump to World 8. Here's a 8-2 Locky 2. You can see the difference. Oh yeah, this 1-up. I
Oh
remember trying
god,
to go
I
for a
would have
bunch.
hated that. I could not get those bounce things to work ever, and anytime I hit my head, I
They're
messed up my
tricky.
timing. I don't know if I could have gotten through that section, period. Just like not even because there was the Lakitu up there, but literally just I don't know that I mechanically could do that.
There's another fucking Hammer Brothers. This is 8-3. Just look at this shit with these Hammer Brothers. I'm just gonna be skipping around a bunch. But okay, now this one I learned at some point that I could just jump over them and usually get through it. But then right after that is another one that's just here by himself. And just this one, oh, here we go. Yeah, there I go, jumping over him. So that's almost like your method.
Yeah.
But this guy right here fucked
That was
me
a
up
really
a
good
million
strat
times.
what you just did.
Hiding?
No,
And then there's another one!
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, hitting
Fucking
the
crazy.
shell forward and then
And
running
another one!
forward to keep it loaded to try to get him with the shell. If it had worked and he hadn't
Sure.
jumped over the stupid shell, that you would have
Yeah.
cleared that. That probably,
I
if
mean,
I had
that's-
done that by mistake, that would have become my main strat.
I promise you what just happened was not what I did every time. There's 100 deaths you didn't see. That is just luck. I don't know how else I could not do that consistently.
I mean, well, you know, and maybe this is because you have a large enough suite of skills that you would just try it a bunch of different ways. But, like, if I did something by mistake, like that shell thing, and it kind of worked, then I would just be like, okay, I'm going to try to muscle memory it. I'm going to do the same thing every time that almost, like, but I'm going to very slightly shift it until it does work, and then I'm never going to try anything different. I'm going to do that, kind of thing.
Right.
And the problem is that I'm not consistent enough to even do the exact same thing. So like I would be like, I'm going to do that, and then I wouldn't quite do that, and I would fail it, and it would look really bad. But when I did it, it would look great.
Now, great. Now this level is this is the final level. So this one is you have to figure out the right pipe to go through, and if you go through the wrong one, it resets you.
That would have been a problem for me who never went through any pipes.
Actually, yeah, now that you mention it, you would have just gone through an endless loop until time ran out infinite times and never found the exit.
It would have been pretty funny.
I'm just going to keep skipping and try to show there's flying fish in a castle.
I hate those
Again,
flying
final
fish.
level. Shit gets crazy.
They suck.
There's also like a water section in here, which actually is pretty easy.
Yeah, the water sections just aren't that bad. Everything's so... Like, there's just not that much on screen, and everything that is on screen is very slow. And it's just that the bloopers move kind of wonky, and you move kind of wonky. But that's okay, because
Yeah.
regular movement feels wonky to me, too.
All right, again,
Like,
this
that's not
last
actually...
fucking hammer bro that like killed me at this stupid section. I guess I did after look at this fucking shit. But I guess I did beat him as Small Mario.
Good job.
There he goes.
Hooray!
There she is, the princess.
It's Princess
You'll-
Toadstool. She looks like she has a mustache.
Okay, come on, don't be rude like that. Now, as this screen you'll never see, as Borat would say, you will never get this.
Mmm.
So, did you learn anything from this? Are you going to take any of my advice, or are you going to be stubborn and just say that I did it wrong and you're the best and I'm an asshole?
I didn't say I'm the best. I'm just saying that if I were as good as you were, I would still be trying to do it my way.
Right, and I'm saying that
better.
the reason I'm as good as I am is because I don't do it your way.
I don't think that's.
I think the problem
I
is
think
not
that you've
skill.
succeeded at technical movement much better than I can, and you often did safe strats when you could have just done pretty easy technical movement relative to the harder stuff that you pulled off.
Right, but you keep framing it as if doing an unsafe strat rewards you in some way, when in fact
does.
it's the opposite.
It does
No,
because it
doesn't.
teaches you to play better, right? I don't.
No, it's the opposite. You play worse. That's playing worse.
No, I get better
That's
at
playing
When I
worse.
go to our next platformer, hopefully I will be slightly better at movement because I worked on it. What would the fire flower teach me? That I should stand there and spam fire flower until the coast is clear? That's not going to work next game.
That if someone hands you something that will help you, I mean, this is a fundamental character flaw because you refuse to accept help from people. I'm gonna psychoanalyze you now. That's what this is. You're like, I can do it on my own. I don't need anyone's help. Leave me alone.
I want to do it. How about this? You want to stand there and spam the fire flower. I don't want to do that. Again, I want to jump over the enemy.
You're framing it as if the fire flower is a cheat and not they put it in the game for you to use it. That's the point
it's
of
not
it.
That it's a cheat, it's that it's boring. I'm just standing there. I'm just standing there and shooting it at enemies. Why do I want to do that?
It's a basic mechanic of the game.
I don't want to do it.
It's something they design.
It's boring.
Why? No, you never even did. You can't say it's boring. You don't even know. I don't even know.
I was using it consistently to get through 3-1.
If we play Mario Kart, are you going to be like, I get all these items and I never use the shells? Because that's boring. I just like to race crazy without using an item. That's for boring, safe people. That's what you're saying right now.
I mean, the more interesting part of that is the racing part, which I'm bad at. In that game.
The more interesting part.
Yeah, it's far more interesting to control the car than it is to shoot items. But shooting items is kind of fun too.
Gran Turismo, all right? Then don't play Mario Kart. Then you don't want to play Mario. If you don't like using the fire flower, don't play Mario. Then play fucking Super Meat Boy or Celeste or one of these other platformers that doesn't have that. That's part of the game.
But those don't have
part of the
Goombas.
Game.
They don't have Goombas, and they don't have Bloobers, and they don't have Cheep Cheeps, and there's no Princess Toadstool.
Well, I think we've taken this as far as we can take it. I hope everyone liked listening to this. Let us know somewhere your opinions. Tell us why we're both assholes and whatever you want. I don't know. You have anything to say for yourself before we stop?
I think I got a lot better. I'm proud of the progress I made.
You know, me too. I really think you did great. My blood is boiling.
You're the one who wanted to do this.
I'm enraged. I honestly didn't expect to get this upset at you. It's because it's so much worse. It's so much worse when hearing your defense of it than just watching it.
You were like, I have all of these criticisms. It makes me mad watching your gameplay, and you thought that it wouldn't really make you any madder to make those criticisms directly to me and hear my response. You didn't think my response would make you even madder?
Listen,
I don't understand where you got that impression.
You're right. I should have known that I will always be angrier at a base level talking to you than at any other time of my life.
How much experience do you have talking to me? How many hours of your life have you spent talking to me?
Shut the fuck up.
You should know how mad it makes you.
And let me talk.
There's no excuse.
Shut your fucking mouth. I'm done. We're done. Fuck off. Stop recording. The video's over. Super Mario Brothers Bad with the Games podcast. Like and subscribe or some fucking shit. I don't know. Fuck you.